In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to create a simple website for your business in just under 15 minutes. Most people think that building a website takes weeks, costs thousands of dollars, and requires a professional web developer writing code all night. But that's not the case. I'm going to be showing you how anyone, even if you're not a tech-savvy person, can build a clean, professional website without any coding or any stress. These websites that you're seeing on the screen right now, well, each of these were built in under 5 minutes. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same thing for your own website. All right, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive in and get started. So the very first thing that you need before you actually build a website is you'll need a place to host your website. And that's exactly where website hosting comes in. Hosting is basically what makes your website live on the internet. Without website hosting, it's impossible for your website to actually exist. Now, there are hundreds of website hosting platforms out there, but the one that I would recommend and the one that I use personally is Hostinger. It's affordable, beginner friendly, and it only takes a couple of clicks to set up your website. So to get started, use the special Hostinger link down below to get to this page right here. You can also just type in porkmoo.com/Hostinger and it'll bring you right to this page. Anyways, once you're here, click on Start Now, and it's gonna bring you down here to the pricing plans. Just choose the plan that makes the most sense for you. Hostinger is so great that even their cheapest pricing plan is still going to be a really great option for you. But for this example, I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the middle business plan because it's only an extra 80 cents per month and you get some extra features that I think are worth it. Next, you'll land on this page right here where you'll select how you want to pay for your hosting. Now, I know that a lot of you might be tempted to pay month by month. To be honest with you, that's typically what I do with subscriptions. However, in this situation for this, I would actually recommend that you go with at least the 12-month period. The reason I recommend this is because it ends up being drastically cheaper this way. I'm talking like over $100 cheaper versus paying month to month. Plus, you'll also get a free domain name if you go with at least the 12-month period. Now, like with anything in life, the more you pay for, the cheaper it gets, right? It's kind of like shopping at Costco. And so, for example, right now, I'm paying for the 12-month period, and that'll cost me around $4.74 per month. However, if I were paying for 24 months in advance, the monthly amount goes down to $4.27. And again, it gets even cheaper if you were to pay 48 months in advance. Okay, so just do what makes the most sense for you, but at least go with the 12-month period so that you can get the free domain name and it just ends up being a lot cheaper. But anyways, once all of this looks good and you're ready to go ahead and click on continue. And if you haven't already created a Hostinger account, right here is where you'll do it. And then you'll pay for your website hosting. Now that your website hosting is set up, the next step is to begin installing WordPress. So WordPress is the tool that we're gonna be actually using to build your website. You can think of it like the foundation or the framework that your website sits on, right? And the good news is that Hostinger makes this super easy. Once you land on the screen right here, the first question that you'll be asked is, who is this website for? Honestly, you can just skip this question if you want, it's not important. Then click on create a website, then click on next, select WordPress from these two options and then select next. And this right here is where you'll create your login credentials for your website. So go ahead and enter those in right here and then click on next. This page will then pop up, and what you'll want to do is click on this button down here that says use theme instead. And then you'll want to select the Astra theme right here and then click on next. And then from this page right here, I'm just gonna click on do not install plugins because we don't need these. And then right here is where you'll enter your free domain name if you went with at least the 12-month period. The domain name is simply the name that people type into their browser to get to your website, right? And so for example, you would type in youtube.com if you wanted to get to YouTube, okay? And so your domain name would preferably be yourbusinessname.com. And so if your business name was Ed and Eddie's Bakery, then your domain name should be edandeddiesbakery.com preferably. But if you need more time to think about your domain name, you can also just opt to use a temporary domain name for now. But I would recommend that you get your domain name set up before you actually launch your website, okay? Then from this page here, click on install WordPress. And now, just like that, your site is officially being built. Once this bar reaches 100%, it could take a couple of minutes, you should automatically be redirected to the back end of your WordPress website. And so now that WordPress is officially installed, it's time to actually make your website look like something, like a professional, clean website. If you were to visit your site right now, all you're gonna see is just an empty, blank blog looking thing. There is no real website here, right? It's just a blank template, a blank theme, okay? But don't worry, that's completely normal, and we're gonna fix that in less than 5 minutes and get your website up and running. So if you recall, the theme that we are using is called Astra. To double check that Astra is actually installed on your website, hover over here on Appearance, and then click on Themes, and you should see the Astra theme showing up right here within your themes. If it doesn't show up, that means you didn't install it earlier, and so you'll definitely want to install it now. So to do that, click right here on Add Theme, and then just search for Astra. And then click Install Now, and once it gets done installing, click on Activate, okay? Astra is a lightweight, super fast theme, and it works perfectly for all kinds of websites. And the best part about Astra, and why I would recommend using it, is because it comes with something called starter templates. These are full pre-built websites that you can install with just one single click. And so instead of starting from scratch, you just pick a design that fits your business, and it instantly builds out all of your website for you. And so all of the pages, including the home page, about page, contact page, services, your menu, everything. And so now it's time to do exactly that. We have to pick a template that's going to suit your business or the type of website that you want, okay? So here's exactly how to do that. From your WordPress dashboard, hover over Plugins, then click right here on Add New. In the search bar, simply type in Starter Templates, then install it, and then click Activate. Now you'll see a new option in your WordPress dashboard over here on the left side called Starter Templates. Go ahead and click on that. This will open up a library full of website designs, pre-built websites that are completely ready to go. And you'll notice that they're organized by different categories. And so things like restaurants, photography, fitness, consulting, construction, e-commerce, and a ton more options. Now, one thing to know is that some of these templates are free and others are premium, okay? The premium ones, unfortunately, do require Astra's Essential Toolkit plan. If you want access to those, I'm gonna leave a special link in the description, which will give you much better pricing compared to if you were to buy directly from the button that's right here on the plugin, okay? So if you want access to the premium templates, then just use my link down below to go ahead and purchase the Essential Kit for Astra. That being said though, the free templates are still really solid and will work perfectly for most businesses. So take a minute to scroll through and find something that's close to your business type, okay? So for example, if you're a personal trainer and you need a personal training website, I would recommend that you go with a fitness template, right? Because even if they don't have a personal trainer template, they still have something that's going to fit that type of business. If you're a bakery, for example, then you might want to pick one of the food or restaurant templates, because again, that type of template is probably going to work best for your type of business, okay? And even if you don't see your exact type of business, just choose a clean, simple design, because you can always customize it later with your own text and images and colors and fonts. But anyways, once you've chosen one, click on it, and from here you can select your font and color palettes, and don't worry because we can always update these later. And then once you've selected that, click on continue, and from here you can decide if you want any additional features for your website. If not, then just go to the next screen, and from here just click on this box right here. You don't have to enter in any of your information, just make sure that you check that box and then click on submit and build my website. Now, this is the wild part, okay? Because in less than a minute, your site will automatically be set up. The homepage, the menu, the about page, contact page, even the design and the colors and the images will automatically be added to your website. And so the only thing that you'll have to do is just go in and update the text and images to match your business, okay? But anyways, when it's done, click right here on View Site, and boom, instead of a blank WordPress website, you now have a professional, ready to go website. All you have to do is just swap out the example text and images with your own, which is what we'll do right here in this next step. But anyways, now that your starter template is installed, there's still a few things that you'll have to update, because right now your website is still filled with all of the demo text, stock images, and a placeholder logo. So let's go through and swap those out with your own details. First, let's talk about the tool that that we'll use to customize everything on your website. This tool is called Elementor, and it was automatically installed when you imported your website using the starter templates. Elementor is a drag and drop page builder. That means you don't have to touch any code, right? All you have to do is just click on what you want to change, type in your own text, or drop in your own images. It's super beginner friendly and easy to use. So let's go ahead and start first with the text on your homepage. To start editing your homepage, from your WordPress dashboard, click on Pages, find your homepage, then click right here on Edit with Elementor. This will open up the Elementor editor. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a menu with all of the different elements that you can drag onto the page, things like text boxes, images, buttons, and so on. On the right side of the screen, you'll see a live preview of your website that you can start editing directly. So editing your website is extremely simple. For example, if you wanted to change any text, all you have to do is just click on that text. When you click on the text, you'll see that it appears in the editor on the left side of your screen, okay? Simply delete the placeholder text and type in your own. Now, if you're not sure what to type here, this is where a tool like ChatGPT comes in handy. For example, you could type into ChatGPT something like, write a friendly homepage introduction for a small town bakery called Brightside Bakery. Mention that everything is made fresh daily and comes from family recipes, right? Or whatever you want to say about your business. ChatGPT will then give you a nice, ready-to-use paragraph, right? Just simply copy that text from ChatGPT, go back into Elementor, click inside the text box, and just paste it in. And you can do the exact same thing for your About page. For example, in ChatGPT, I'm gonna say, write a professional About Us page for a cleaning service called Sparkle Pro. Highlight reliability, trustworthiness, and satisfaction guarantee. Then just take the text that it gives you, head back into Elementor, and paste it into the About page text box within Elementor. Next, let's update the images. So we're still inside Elementor right now. All you have to do is just click on any image on the page to start editing it. If it's a background image within the section, simply click on the section and then go into Appearance to edit the background image. But once you've selected an image, on the left-hand side, you'll see the option to choose a new image. If you don't have your own photos yet, then you can just use a free stock image website like unsplash.com or pexels.com. For example, if you were building a website for a personal trainer, simply search in Unsplash for personal trainer or gym workout or something like that. Find a photo that you like and then click on it and then download it. Then take it into Elementor and just upload it. Now here's a quick tip, okay? When you download images from Unsplash or Pexels, don't download the maximum resolution option. Those files are typically giant and they'll slow down your website. Instead, download a smaller size of the font, right? These sites will always give you the option to download a smaller size, and that smaller version will be much smaller in size and will still look amazing on your website, but it'll also help your website to load a lot faster. Nothing is worse than a slow website. But anyways, once you've downloaded the images, upload them to Elementor and then click on Insert, and it'll instantly replace the demo image on your site with your new image. And so just go through all of the text and the images on your site and update them to match your business. Now, before we are officially done, let me just give you a few quick bonus tips to make sure that everything is tightened up on your website. These tips aren't required to launch your website, but they'll make it feel more professional and trustworthy right from the start. First, I highly recommend adding clear call to action buttons on your website. Every single website should have one main action that you want visitors to take. It could be booking an appointment, it could be getting a free quote, or call us today. And so in Elementor, you can drag in a button if your template didn't already have one, and then change the text and then link that button to your phone number or email or a booking page or contact page on your website. This way, your potential customers are taking action when they visit your site. The second tip is to check how your website looks on mobile devices, right? Most people are visiting your website on their phone, not on their computer. And so in Elementor, there's a little responsive preview icon. Click on that to see what your website looks like on a cell phone. If something looks off, simply click on it and then adjust it, and any adjustments that you make will only be made to that view that you're on. And so for example, if you were to make text smaller while in the mobile view of Elementor, it'll only make that text smaller on mobile devices, but not any other device. The third tip is to test your contact form. Most of these starter templates that you use will include a contact form, but you'll want to make sure that it's actually working. So to do this, click on the form, go to settings, and the first thing you'll want to check is the email that the messages are being sent to. Update that email to the address that you actually use so that you don't miss any customer inquiries. Now, as a side note, if your contact form messages are being sent to spam, then you'll want to check out the solution to this on my full-length website tutorial over on my main channel, and I'll link that video down below in the description. Fourth tip, if you are a local business, then you can add a Google Map to your contact page. Elementor has a Google Maps widget. All you have to do is drag it onto your page and then paste your business address, and now people can find you more easily. Also, as a quick side note, if you haven't already, I would highly recommend that you set up a free Google Business profile. It's 100% free, and it could make a massive difference in how much new business you get. And I've actually got a dedicated video showing exactly how to set this up, and I'll link that video down below. The fifth tip is to add some basic SEO to your website. Now, don't worry, you don't need to be an SEO expert. All you have to do is just go to your WordPress dashboard, click on settings, then general, and just make sure that your site title is your actual business name. You can also install a free plugin like Rank Math or Yoast SEO. These plugins will help to give search engines like Google a better idea of what your site is about so that your site can actually rank. Sixth tip is to add your social media links if you have them. If your business is active on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else, Elementor has a social icons widget that you can drag into your footer, or if you head into the customizer and edit the header, the menu of your website, then you can add social media icons from here as well. And the final tip is to update your website footer. Every single professional website has a footer, right? You don't need anything fancy, but you should add things like your business name or your logo and the current year with a copyright. Now, none of these are mandatory to get your website live today, but adding them will instantly make your site feel more polished and just more legit. That's it. You just built a professional website for your business in less than 15 minutes without having to code anything, and more importantly, without having to spend thousands of dollars on a web developer. Now, if you want a significantly more detailed tutorial, I've got a massively detailed 4-hour-long video that I'll link down below that goes over every single detail about building a custom website for your business. But if you found this video helpful and it was exactly what you needed, make sure that you hit that like button down below and subscribe to Porkmoo for more detailed tutorials. Also, if there's a video or a tutorial that you'd like me to make in the future, check out the content request form in the description below and fill that form out to let me know what content you want to see in the future. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.